Okay, so a little bit more looking into the different types of human failure. We've had a look at Swiss cheese theory, and we now understand how it's those. There's lots of different types of human failure at different levels of the organisation that often line up to cause disasters. So let's look a little bit deeper into the different types of human failure. First of all, we've got mistakes, and we've got two different types of mistakes. The easiest one to understand is a knowledge based mistake. That is quite simply, we just don't know what the rule or procedure is. Nobody's told us. We haven't had the training. We're not aware that there's a law or anything, or we just blissfully unaware of what the speed limit is, let's say, when we're driving on a motorway or a road. So that's the easiest one to understand. It's people just don't have the knowledge. That's called a knowledge based mistake. That's quite easy to fix, of course. We've also got something called a rule-based mistake. Now that's usually slightly different to a knowledge-based mistake. That's usually when a rule or procedure is changed with an organisation. It's changed and then it's not communicated effectively enough. So the classic, the graphic you see on this slide here is the classic sort of Del Boy movie in Only Fools and Horses, for those of you that are familiar with it. Del Boy thought the bar door was down so he could lean on it. Somebody changed the rule or procedure. They lifted the bar door up, and that's what led to Del Boy actually falling through the bar. There are many other examples of this. In a driving analogy, we may well have driven along a road many times in the past. All of a sudden, it's changed. Somebody's, the local council, the local authority, has changed the layout of the road, or perhaps put something there, such as a speed bump or a speed camera or even a traffic light, let's say, and it's not being communicated effectively. The next time we drive down that road, we assume it's the same as before, and of course it's not. We'll either get a nasty shock when we go over the speed bump, or we may well drive right through the red light because somebody's changed a rule or procedure without actually effectively communicating. Again, that's relatively easy fix. That's that hole in the cheese are quite easily filled in once we understand how. And now, then we've got these slips and lapses. We're all prone to these things. When we're too tired or we're rushing to get things done, we get distracted. Lots of other examples as well. We make a slip or a lapse. We lose our concentration. Our conscious mind, let's say, is not working effectively, and we do something wrong. Now that could be, again, to use a driving analogy, we may well be listening to the radio or perhaps looking out the window at something, and we're not fully concentrating on the road ahead. Thereby, we won't see the sign or we won't see the traffic in front of us, and we may well have an accident or nearly have an accident. That would be a result of us not concentrating properly. It's a slip or a lapse in concentration. So yeah, they're quite easy to understand. Think of the last time you made a slip or lapse in concentration in whatever context, and you'll start to understand it a little bit deeper. And then we've got these violations. This is when we know what the rule is. We've had the training. We know what the law is. We can see the signs that tell us what the speed limit is, but we totally ignore it. We purposely ignore it, and we drive just as fast as we want to do it. That's willfully doing the wrong thing, even though we know what we should be doing. So these are the different types of human failure, and we go over these over and over again on the live course with lots of different examples. Think of the last time you made an error and try to categorize what kind of error that might be. It might be safety related, it might be work related, it might even be something that you actually did at home. And of course, these errors, they're all over the place. They happen in our homes, in our workplace, they're all over the place. And we usually get away with them for years and years sometimes. Eventually, though, they will line up, and that's where that sort of catastrophic event occurs. The trick is to get good at spotting the different types of human failure, having somebody out there to keep a lookout for them, have the moral courage to fill them in, to take action on them in a specific way that we'll be learning later on in the course. And that, of course, is going to keep everybody safe down the bottom and people happy at the top as well. And again, that doesn't matter whether it's our children or our families at home or in the workplace. Thank you for listening. Those are the different types of human failure. there is further reading on this. We'll put links up on the site so you can go explore a little bit deeper.